Hlasela has not put his foot on the ball yet because he's the man that dictates the tempo of this team. Sarah trying to create something there on the 10, trying to surprise Sangare in goals for Sekhukhune, but not to be.
John Maduka, a man who's very familiar with the coach in the opposite dugout. Spent several years working together at Bloemfontein Celtic. They were both assistant coaches. Also shared the head coach role on 2 occasions, actually. Here's Leslohono Lesiema, who rejoins Sekhukhune United. They took a different route. And appointed co-coaches just on an interim basis after Serame Letswaka's departure.
But what is interesting is when you're speaking about the both players, these players, they both captained Bloem Celtic, both very hard in terms of tackling. Siema later then moved on to Orlando Pirates later, but these are 2 guys when they were still players. The leadership skills and qualities were there for everybody to see.
Siema in particular enjoyed a lot of success with the Celtics reserves. But that partnership with Maduka was one that did yield results. I said twice they were called upon to take the reins as co-coaches. Also at the very end of 2018, after Steve Kompela left Celtic, they were permanently installed as co-coaches at the beginning of the 2019-20 season for Celtic, as that cross is cleared away. Siema did resign though in July of 2020, while we're still waiting to hear exactly whether the league would continue or not. Eventually did inside the bio bubble, as Siema had joined Chippa United and Maduka had the reins alone at Celtic. All the way back to Ngobo. Seen himself displace Nyame as the club's number 1. He's done a fairly decent job as well. In goal for Roleim this season. Always faced 12 saves, 80% save accuracy. Of course, was a lot better than that coming into the game against Mamelodi Sundowns. This season, only Sapunga, Ron Williams, and Stanley Nwabali have made more saves than Ngobo. Just standing off Roleim at the moment and then choosing the right moment to nick the ball away, which they have done in this instance. The best touch from Mbule, but they'll continue on now with Mkhize having won it well. Vandala set back for Mokhela. And the foul on Mkhize by Andile Pisani earns him a talking to from the referee.
Late to that challenge, that is Andile in that instance. Mkhize, good awareness to see that if he plays the ball one touch, then you'll be able to get one over Pisani in that moment, and the referee correctly so gives the advantage to Sekhukhune, gives them a free kick.
Tough going for Royal AM this season. 4 points after 5 matches, their lowest tally at this stage of the season. Started their maiden campaign. They earned their first win on match day 3. It was 1-0 over Chippy. They had 9 points after 5 games. He has that burst of pace. That's absolutely electric. This time though, it just seems like he might have put hands on Makwele, another player to have started every single game for Royal AM this season.
You can see how passionate he is, Mukhaila, about the game. Having spent a couple of seasons at Royal AM, now coming up against them, knowing the difficulties that they are going through. How does he use that to his advantage? Because he knows that they can't sign players. It has been a while that they've not been able to do so. But an opportunity for Tikazi or for Mbisani to bring in a quality ball into the box.
It was quite an unceremonious departure for Mukhaila as well, who's part of that 2-man wall. He played so much football for Royal AM before all of a sudden he just disappeared from the squad list. There's Tikazi. His free kick cleared away and then helped back into the area, but referee had spotted what appears to be a head injury. Got himself a league goal with Yamba against Le Mans Golden Arrows.
Correct call. Good that the referee blew immediately because it's a head injury. Sarah colliding at the back of Chipapi at that moment.
Yeah. Player who joined just over 2 years ago, having played his football in Zambia, and actually a title-winning season with Red Arrows was what attracted the attention of Sekhukhune United, one of the old teams of Zambian football who had kind of fallen out of favor for several decades, and it was an iconic league win for them with Yamba in the mix. But he's taken a while to adjust to South African football. It's only now really that he's a true regular for the team. His first season in particular, he really struggled just to adjust to the pace of the game.
Yeah, the PSL is a difficult league to come to, especially if you are a man marker, especially if you are a big boy, because a lot of the pace of the league is so high that you have to be a very mobile and athletic player to be able to survive in this league.
Pisani's delivery. Two players certainly in the vicinity, and it has gone out off a visiting player, so a corner kick to come. Not a lot of pace on that, just hoisted really high into the air.
You really play one like those if you've got a very tall player, because it's hanging in the air. That hang time, you need a player with a lot of hang time in the air to be able to take a couple of steps and meet it at the highest point. But the flatter and the harder it is, it's easier for the attacker to punish.
It's also a fairly decent delivery. That one speared over. That's Royal AM posing a few problems, especially with those boys up from the back. Zulu, Gianni, eager to make their mark in an attacking sense.
I think a good ball, Tikazi meets the ball at the highest point. Unlike, to get it on target, and as I'm saying, if it's a little bit flatter and more harder, it makes it easier for Tikazi, who's going up for that header. But a better delivery than the first one.
Did he meet it before someone who was potentially waiting to head that in? Might have been a little bit of miscommunication here as Mukhaila gets on the end of it. A little bit of space here for Lesedi Kapinga. seeking to float it out to the flank. Didn't quite come off for him. It'll be interesting to see though if Royal AM get more set pieces, whether there'll be a slight adjustment. Mutabangsera he's tall, but there are men in the Sekhukhune ranks to compete with him. If you're going to play those really floated balls like that, you need a Nathan Polser, Pumutso Manenze, that kind of height.
I think one thing that has been an asset that we have seen from Mpisane is his technical quality. He has got the foot to deliver a good ball, but it's about working on those scenarios at training to say, when do you go for the far post? When do you play it flat onto that near post? A lot of variation is needed for John Maduka and Deo to really work on the team in terms of the set plays, because they don't create a lot of opportunities from open play.
Sekhukhune do, and they're looking to create another delicate little dink there, takes a deflection and into the gloves of Ngobo. Steadily over the years, Royal AM have been making worse and worse starts. This season, no exception, as Tekazi is flagged for offside. It's the deepest they've ever gone into a campaign without winning. One on match day 3 in their maiden campaign, then on the opening day in the 2022-23 season, a 1-0 victory over Kaizer Chiefs. They had 7 points at this particular stage. Last season they got their first win of their campaign in their 4th match. It was against TS Galaxy, and also had 7 points after 5 matches. So 4 points they've managed so far, quite a long way off their previous tallies.
Interesting that you mentioned that. You mentioned TS Galaxy. They are the other team yet to win in the Betway Premiership so far this season.
Makawa goes past one, can't force his way past the second man. Of course, Amazulu as well, who still couldn't get off the mark last night, Godin. But then we're talking about an Orlando Pirates side that have been on fire, disappointed even to concede a goal.
I think we have to give a little bit of time to Atazwani and Coach Kanu to really drill down their game model, the philosophy, and what they demand from the players.
Mandala. Tambo. Kazi could have intercepted. Bule turning away from Sarah brilliantly. Mkhize seeing the space for Galeta Makawa. Oh, and a save from Ngobo. Well, the gesture from the referee says goal kick, but almost certainly it got a touch on Kapinga's effort.
There was a touch.
Yeah.
There is a
it
touch.
Might have been heading off target anyway, but there was still a touch.
There is a touch. It's good to see Mkhize now starting to combine with Mbule, then goes wide to Makhalwa, back again to the other 10, because they're playing with 2 10s, two guys that have got a free role in Kapinga and also Mbule. You need to get them on the ball to be able to dictate the terms on the field of play.
Third time looking at that, actually, from that last angle, seemed to suggest that the touch was actually very necessary, and that might have just dipped in time for that to be the opener.
The refereeing team missed it.
Missed it completely, yeah. Ule Kize flowing out wide. Ule shielding that from Pisani. Yamba involved. Will be determined to bounce back from last weekend's defeat in the Carling knockout. But as far as the league goes, last match against Lamont for Golden Arrows, 2-0 win there. Mandala and Tracer Yamba on the score sheets. And looking to open the scoring here. Lesedi Kapinga, his first touch, not the best, and in the end he's scooped it over.
on the ball, Liseri Kapinga, the first touch a little bit heavy in that moment, gives an opportunity for Gianni to then make that important touch to take it away from him. But in this instance, looking on that bench, Siema would be happy to say Kapinga is getting onto the ball. You can see he's a little bit frustrated to say, had I taken a better first touch, I could have created something for my team. But it's good to see him getting more and more involved in the game.
Makhawa's frustration suggests that he wanted the return, having initially played Kapinga in. With the MTN8 final and the FIFA break, then the Carling knockout, it's actually been almost a full month since Sekhukhune were last in league action in that game against Le Mans Golden Arrows. One of their key figures this season, that being Tabang Munare, actually injured in that game, and still waiting to see him re-emerge on the scene, but plenty of capable replacements, especially in the center of the park, especially since the arrival of Sipombule. 7 points after 3 games for Sekhukhune. That's the most they've ever accumulated after 3 games in the top flight, this being their 4th season. 4 points after 3 games in their maiden season, 4 points again the following season. Also the first time Sekhukhune are unbeaten in their opening 3 games, and they've conceded just 1 goal under Letono Lesiema in the league this season. Fewest ever after 3 games. So it does appear to be building something here. Later form Bule by Kapinga. Bule trying to shift it back onto his right. Now finds Lyndon Tambo. Really had to dig out across.
An overload on the right hand side for Sekhukhune, where you see Mohaila Vandala. You see Kapinga coming on that side also. Good combination play. Mbule with an opportunity to change the point of attack. He decides, everybody's anticipating him to go to the left. He goes to Mutambo, slightly playing it behind him.
Thought about potentially going short, but worth it from the visitor's perspective to hoist something into the area, considering the stature of the goalkeeper. Maybe an in-swinging delivery might have served them better. There's always a little bit of anxiety when Roleum are defending set pieces. Noble has a decent leap on him, but he is not the tallest goalkeeper. Opportunity out on this right-hand side. Mokhela sensing the presence of Tikazi. Matlaba. Not sure who Sarah was trying to set that for. That's Kaleto Makhawa on the opposite flank. Been operating predominantly on the left up to this point. Now Mkhize stabbing it forward rather than maybe just gambling.
No, but why does Ngobo have to play a smart pass in that instance? Yes, you've played well as a super keeper, came out, good control, move it forward. Now he wants to play a nice pass into that central corridor, and in that instance I thought that was dangerous from Ngobo. But as you're saying again, Sekhukhune, after you win the ball, the goalkeeper is out of his position. Try one from far, but I guess it needs only special players, the likes of Yusuf Mart Kekana.
Left for Makhawa. Oh, that's exactly what we were talking about 2 minutes ago. When Ngobo is forced to come for it, it's not always a sure thing.
Good communication with his defense, uses his fist to punch it away. He might be affected with the landing from the way we see things.
Only Poto on the bench for him has been the understudy this season. couple of man-of-match performances for Ngobo as well, particularly impressive at the TUT, a couple games into the season. The landing didn't appear to be all too awkward.
But with goalkeepers, you never know.
True. Bit of a gloomy day in KZN's capital. Most of those in attendance wrapped up against the slight chill. Three games on the go simultaneously in the Betway Premiership currently. Gallants hosting TS Galaxy. Richards Bay are up against Stellenbosch. The game I think that will really grab the attention is the one that follows this 5:30 Supersport United for the second weekend in succession after the calling knockout demolition at the hands of Kaizer Chiefs. Will be hosting them in Polokwane at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. Should be an almost packed house for that one, as Kaizer Chiefs just seek to try and keep pace with the teams above them. Orlando Pirates have already played 2 games more, but their perfect unblemished record means 15 points games. First time that they have a full complement of points at this stage of the season for over 20 years. Dikazi's been in the wars. It's something you identified a little bit earlier on. He's going to be a player with the ball at his feet. More often than not will be the target of those kind of challenges.
I think they know each other very well, especially from the training grounds when Mukhaila was still at Royal AM. They would have had those tussles a lot, and that's why I'm saying it's a battle that I'm looking forward to. Who's going to win that battle? So far, Mukhaila has done well.
From clear by Langa. Debut season for Sekhukhune United. Well won. Now Makhawa can carry it forward. Lyndon Tambo moves it on cleverly. Oh, trying to sneak it in at the near post was Vandala, looking for his second league goal in succession.
Good move, transitional move. They win the ball from Mbisane. They move the ball into that midfield. Good awareness from Tambo to be able to play that ball first time. He's looking to surprise Ngobo on that near post. That is Vandala. Lucky not to get it on target.
I think it was a reactive attempt because he saw Ngobo take just one slight step to his right and then opted to try and catch him out at the near post. Very nearly did.
As they say, if a goalkeeper concedes on his near post, it's a goalkeeping error.
Yeah.
In that instance, taking that step, anticipating the cross, opens up that near post for Vandala too.
Batman. Second season at Sekhukhune for him. Single sub appearance that he made against Le Mans for Golden Arrows so far this campaign.
Watch your feet when you throw it. Watch your feet on the line.
Approaching the interval, under 30 seconds of regulation time to play. Gianni, back to Ngobo. There's some space to operate, and the flag stays down. Now they'll settle for a corner, but that was a good opportunity squandered from a Royal AM perspective.
That's his game, Shezi. Whenever he sees an opportunity opening up, you'll use the space.
Low cross in, and then the follow-up, and just before the break, Royal AM have the lead. Sekhukhune did not stay switched on at all, and they suffer the consequences. For a second match in a row, one of the young centre-halves scores. Zulu against Mamelodi Sundowns, just a consolation. Gianni, the opener, against Sekhukhune. Could this be their day?
I think Gianni scores this goal, a good short corner routine, quick restart of the game. I still want to see the offside angle, Grant, because Sarah, for me, as that quick corner is taken, he seems to stray offside, but we'll have to have a look at it again. But a well-taken goal coming from Gianni, the young centre-back. A good ball brought in by Tikazi, but I still want to see that angle. Where is Sarah when that ball is being played in from Tikazi? Because it's a short corner. He might have strayed offside.
I think both of us were a little perplexed by exactly how that goal had come about. In the immediate aftermath. His goal stands, his first of his senior career. A player that turned 22 just 2 months back. Two very young defenders in the heart of defence for Royal AM today. And now, with one of them having scored, they could, as a pair, and Gianni as an individual, emerge as the heroes today if they can shut Sekhukhune out for the remainder of this game. It is the visitors who've had probably the better of the chances, but the hosts hit the front as the first time in the league this season that they have actually opened the scoring. They had to come back against Cape Town City in their opening game and to try and come back against Mamelodi Sundowns in their most recent game. How will they do when defending a lead against a side who have been in pretty decent form up to this point? So a huddle on the park before they retreat down the tunnel here. They confirm the score after 45 minutes, expecting an excellent second half to come with Royal AM